Mariners win 5-2. They improve to 46-37 on the season, and they take one of the 3-game series against the Tampa Bay Rays. Go over the scoring place in the third inning. Yandy Diaz reaches on an infield single. We'll talk about it. 1-0 Tampa Bay. Sixth inning, big dumper clobbers a 3-run homer that scores Josh Rojas and Julio Rodriguez. That makes it 3-1. Seventh inning, JP Crawford singles to score 2. That'd be Mitch Garver and Dominic Canzone. 5-1 at the end of seventh. Tampa Bay does get one in the ninth, and we'll talk about the ninth for sure. Palacios grounds into a fielder's choice, just beats out a double play to score Josh Lowe. 5-2, but Mariners win, and Trent Thornton gets the save. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah, let's just talk about it now. One of the biggest negatives, I think, if not the biggest negative, is that Andres Munoz was not good. 18 pitches, 6 of them for strikes, walks a couple of guys, hits a batter, was missing completely to the arm side. That is sometimes a sign of fatigue. And Scott Servais did say after the game that he just wasn't feeling right. That's not good. And, not feeling right with game 83, it'd be one thing. You'd be like, that's concerning. When you have the injury that Munoz did, and he hasn't looked like the same pitcher. The results haven't been terrible until today. But he just hasn't quite looked like the same guy. And I got to be honest with you. With just 1 week or so to go, if there was just 1 week or so left, I'd be tempted to put him on the injured list before the All-Star break. I don't think they're going to do that. Well, I don't know what they're going to do. Let's make that abundantly clear. I don't know what they're going to do. But I sure would be tempted, especially if he's not right. It's tough playing shorthanded. It's also tough being without one of the best relievers in baseball when healthy. So, yeah, that's a tough one. Offensively negatives. Ty France had a really bad game. And we'll talk about the Ty France play just to end this because I don't want to go on a rant. But Dylan Moore really scuffled. Did have a sacrifice bunt, but 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Ryan Bliss struggled. 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. Big negative too. Luke Raley scratched from this game with a shoulder issue. Hope that's not a long-term thing. The Mariners can't really afford to be without Luke Raley long-term right now. He's been one of their better offensive players, without question. So, yeah, they need Luke Raley to be healthy. So here's hoping that all is precautionary and he's able to get in the lineup. Boy, do they need a day off, and they get a day off tomorrow too, which is great. You know what I would do if I had a day off? Oh, no, wait. I can't segue into Simply Seattle just yet. We got to talk about the Ty France play. Where are you going, bud? I'm still so confused by what Ty France was doing on that ground ball. And to be fair, Kirby probably should have just gotten the thing and immediately started sprinting over to first base. He maybe gets him if he does that. And heads up to Caballero, who had a really good game today and I think could help the Mariners right now. Not more than Luke Raley per se. So I'm not, whatting about that. But he had a really nice day and he makes the hustle play. But I'm so confused what Ty France was doing. So confused. And I don't want to pick on the guy, and he had a huge homer yesterday. But boy, oh boy, some of the defensive instincts are just lacking. And it's true for a lot of players on the team. But oof, McGoof, what are you doing, dude? Thankfully, it doesn't cost him. But anyway, the Mariners have a day off. And you know what I would do on my day off? I'd go to Simply Seattle and order a whole bunch of stuff because they have great stuff for the Mariners, the Seahawks, the Kraken, the Sounders, Supersonics, Storm. You can find it all at Simply Seattle. And once you find all that good stuff, use code MOLLYWOP15 to save 15% off your order. MOLLYWHOP15. It's an awesome deal from awesome people. There's a link in the description to make it nice and easy for you. Thank you so much to the wonderful people of Simply Seattle. A lot of positives today, mainly that you get the win. And a 3-6 road trip is not good, objectively. You go 3-6, you will go 54 and 108, averaged out over a season or extrapolated out over a season, whatever the heck you want to call it. 54 and 108 is bad, and 3-6 is bad. And it's concerning how they looked on this road trip. It's not the overall disaster that I think some people want to bring up. And look, a 10-game lead is now 4.5 in the division. One of the nice things about building a 10-game lead is you get 4.5 game leads playing like this and having the Astros win 7 straight instead of vice versa. You know, if you don't have a 10-game lead, let's say they came in even, you start talking about what do they do? What do they do? What's the plan here? But instead, it's what's the plan here, but in a positive way, because you still have a 4.5 game lead in the division. And I know I'm not exactly the most famous Mariner person for optimism. I think the negativity is a little strong right now. And look, I talked about it yesterday. I was really frustrated, but that's because I do a daily show and they stunk yesterday. They stunk to high heaven yesterday. But there's lots of reasons for optimism. There's lots of reasons. George Kirby was fantastic and shouldn't have given up a run. 6 innings of 1-run baseball, didn't walk anybody, 7 strikeouts, 60 of 187. Goodness gracious, Chris. 60 of 87 pitches for strikes. Challenged, but didn't just challenge. Didn't just say, here's my stuff, hit it. Changed eye levels again. The splitter looked really good, especially in the middle innings. A very strong start, and he's been fantastic in June. Fantastic. You know, even on this road trip that was bad, you saw some outstanding starts from Kirby and Logan Gilbert. They're good. They're really good. Ryan Stanek got the job done. Austin Voth got the job done. Took advantage of some aggressiveness there. And a good job by Trent Thornton after they have to pull Munoz. Congratulations to him on, I believe, his first save. He may have gotten one last year. I don't care. I'm not looking it up. But congratulations on your first save of 2024 for sure. For the most part, the Trent Thornton experience has been a positive one. Oh, it can get frustrating because the command is super inconsistent. But yeah, bullpen pitching staff on the whole did a really good job. And really, outside of Munoz, there's no negatives to talk about with the pitching side. And I no, I'm not going to say that. Not going to say that. I was going to say you almost hope that it's injury related that he struggles, but no, absolutely freaking not. No, be healthy, Andres. We need you. Positives offensively. JP Crawford had a fantastic game. 2 for 3 with a walk. Drives in the big 2 runs. I loved, by the way, not a huge believer in giving up outs. But a 3-1 game, and with Dylan Moore just absolutely being a garbage hitter in the month of June. Yeah, get those runners over. I had no issue with that whatsoever, and a very nice job by JP Crawford. Very nice job to get those 2 home to make it a 5-1 game. Also got a stolen base today. Not something that's exactly his forte, but strong game from him. Julio goes 0 for 3, but I thought his walk was massive. And he did sting a bait. What a play that was from Isaac Paredes. And by the way, Isaac Paredes, Seattle Mariner, I would not hate it at all. I get asked about Isaac Paredes probably more than any hitter right now. Maybe Luis Robert. But I get asked about Paredes a lot. And yes, 100%, a billion percent, the Mariners should be absolutely all over him. If he's truly available, which I don't know. The Rays are 40 and 41. It's crazy how many more games the Mariners have played than some teams, by the way. They just haven't had a lot of off days. And no, the one rain out that they made up. But I don't know if the Rays view themselves as contenders or not, but if Isaac Paredes is truly available, yes, go get him. Anyway, That walk by Julio I thought was massive because Rojas gets on, Julio falls behind, and he's able to work that couch and get those runners on base. And Big Dumper, he just, even while he is struggling, and there's no doubt about it that Cal Raleigh is struggling, he still comes up with some absolutely massive hits. And he shellacked that baseball. It was a terrible pitch. Horrible. Horribly, horribly located. I would be disappointed if Cal Raleigh didn't shellac that pitch. But he did. And it was massive because you're down 1-0. You're looking at a sweep, a 2-7 road trip. Oof. Oof. A 2-7, especially after how well you played, result-wise anyway, on that homestand. That would have been really hard. 3-6 is bad. 2-7 is worse, especially with a sweep as well. To a Tampa Bay team that I just gave you the record. They're 40-41. Massive hit by Dumper. And I just love him. Also drew a couple of walks today. Mariners dropped 4 today. Strike out 13 times. Rojas has 3 of them. More, we talked about 3 of them. Yeah. The strikeouts are still a problem. They're going to be a problem. There's nothing they can do other than hope for some regression in that regard to suggest they're not going to be. So the road trip is over. The road trip is over. And now you get 9 at home. You play the Twins, the Orioles, and the Blue Jays. None of those teams terrible. Obviously, Baltimore is the best of those 3, but they've been going through it a little bit. But this 3-game series against the Twins, which really could be a playoff preview. Right now, I think Boston is the 6th seed, but see the Twins absolutely being that 5. By the way, all due respect to the Red Sox, I'd rather play the Red Sox than the Twins. But the pitching matchups right now are Logan Gilbert versus Bailey Ober, Bryce Miller against, I almost wanted to call him Otto Lopez just because I still have that stupid catch that he made in my head, against former Mariner legend. Why can't I think of his name? Lopez. You know his name. And then to be determined up against Joe Ryan. I would imagine that they go with Jonathan Diaz, of course, with Brian Wu being placed on the injured list. That's what I would guess they would do. But because of the off day and because they have an off day Monday, they can play around with things a little bit. You could have Luis Castillo come back on normal rest. Maybe they want to give him that extra rest, especially after a couple of clunkers on the road, but we'll see. There's some good pitchers that they're facing. Why can I not think of Pablo? Goodness gracious. How do you forget the name Pablo? Backyard baseball legend Pablo. Anyway, some tough matchups. But I think you need to do some damage on this road trip. In part, more than the lead, because look, there's so much baseball left, right? It's more just about like feeling the way that we were feeling before the road trip, where you started, at least in my opinion, start feeling a little more confident in where this roster was going. I think they need to start, for my sanity, playing a little bit. What an obvious point. I want them to play better. And if you're asking me what's an acceptable homestand here, I think 6-3. 6-3. I'd love 7-2. That's probably unrealistic, but 6-3. That should be the goal. If you even out that road trip with this homestand, I feel pretty good about it. I'd feel really good about you hitting like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Tomorrow, I will have another MLB draft video. We'll go over the high school players I think the Mariners could target more at 55 than 15. In order to view that, you do have to hit join. $4.99 a month. I so appreciate the support. It's been awesome. Thanks to everybody who came out to the chat for our Mile Y enthusiasts as well yesterday. Had a blast. Yeah. You avoided disaster with this one. Disaster may be too strong, but hey, winning's better than losing. You can quote me on that.